a day for mediocrity. It had to be this one. Boys, fire up the Microsoft Word. It's Applebuck season. So, we open Applejack and Big Macintosh looking over an orchard.
That there is the biggest bumper crop of apples I ever laid eyes on.
Yep. Too big for you to handle on your own.
What? Big Mac says more than one word? I keep forgetting this is early season 1 I'm reviewing.
Biting off more than you can chew is just what I'm afraid of.
Are you saying my mouth is making promises my legs can't keep?
I asked that same question on /MLP one time. I can't remember the responses. Electroshock therapy and all.
This is your sister Applejack, remember? The loyalist of friends and the most dependable of ponies?
Well, that's one of the worst continuity errors I've ever seen. So it appears Applejack is promising Big Mac that she can harvest all of these apples this Applebuck season all by herself. This is the plot of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Being too full of yourself to realize you need help. And before I forget, there's another Southern stereotype they throw in at the beginning. Hating the metric system.
But still only one pony. And one pony plus hundreds of apple trees just doesn't add up to...
Don't you use your fancy mathematics to muddy the issue.
My car gets 40 rods to the hogshead, and that's the way I likes it. So, just as Applejack is about to start bucking apple trees, Ponyville is invaded by a stampede of cows. Cows. Seriously though, cows aren't that frightening. Why is everyone running for their lives? The worst thing they can do is kill Earthworm Jim's girlfriend. Also, yeah, I love how this pony saves her doormat. Even in the apocalypse, you still want your house to look presentable.
But Mayor, whatever shall we do? Look there! Yeehaw!
Hooray! Applejack has come to save us from the non-threatening stampede!
Oh my! Begging your pardon, Applejack, but Muriella here.
Muriella? Okay, this is treading on Oogie Love's territory. So, in celebration of Applejack being Applejack, the town decides to give her an award of some sort.
Welcome, every pony. Today we are here to honor a pony we can always count on to help in matters great and small.
I wonder if she'll be the complete opposite when this episode ends. I'm sorry, but what is it with this show and not having any subtlety whatsoever? Don't believe me? Watch 3 ponies pull a Kanye on Twilight, saying how this is the same week Applejack will help them with certain tasks, assuming she'll do them perfectly.
Did you see Applejack's slick moves out there? What an athlete! This week, she's gonna help me with my new flying trick, and I know it's gonna be so awesome!
She doesn't just say it's gonna be awesome, she knows it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, Applejack, one of the best bakers ever, is gonna help me! Applejack makes everything great, so free samples for every pony!
Applejack makes everything perfect? Well, now I know if I want a pirated DVD, I'll buy off Applejack, because she makes the best pirated movies ever.
And so, with no further ado, it is my privilege to give the prize Pony of Ponyville Award.
Stick around to hear who wins the thermonuclear reactor of Ponyville Award.
My Ponyville's most capable and dependable friend, Applejack.
It's fine, she's just busy talking to Jacqueline Bissett. She'll be up in 2 hours. Actually, she's just late to the ceremony, though she does act like Jacqueline Bissett.
Thank you kindly for this here award thingy. It's so bright and shiny and I sure do look funny.
Not as funny as you looked in the 80s, that's for sure.
Was it just me, or did Applejack seem a little tired, dizzy, messy?
She's just had one too many apple ciders, that's all. Twilight decides to discuss with Applejack her strange acceptance of the award while Applejack is harvesting apples.
Howdy, Twilight.
What is all this?
It's Applebuck season. Whoa.
Apple what season?
My name is Bucks, and I'm here to...
Yeah. It's what the apple family calls harvesting time. We gather all the apples from the trees so we can sell them.
But why are you doing it all alone?
'Cause Big Macintosh hurt himself.
Well, that's what happens when he speaks more than one word at a time.
Could you step aside, Twilight?
I just did. Applejack, you don't look so good.
Yeah, don't none of you three worry none. I'm just fine and dandy.
Sometimes I'm fine, not dandy.
So Applejack becomes so overworked that she doesn't notice this, and proceeds to try and help an eerily oblivious Rainbow Dash.
There you are.
I'm a mighty sorry, Rainbow. I was busy applebucking, and I guess I closed my eyes for a second, and when I woke up, I was late. Now, what's this new trick of yours?
See this contraption?
Yeah.
After Rainbow Dash explains her contraption, which sounds more like how to play whack-bat than performing a flying trick, everything appears ready to go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3! Maybe I wasn't clear. You're supposed to land on the other end.
I like how that's the first thing Rainbow Dash thinks of saying, instead of something along the lines of, "Oh my god, Applejack, are you okay?" Applejack keeps failing, Rainbow Dash's anger keeps escalating, and it ends with Applejack succeeding when Rainbow Dash wasn't ready. Cartoon logic. This causes Twilight to have another talk with Applejack.
Yep.
And if you're wondering why I'm summarizing most of this episode, it's because it's really hard to make jokes out of a mediocre episode.
Applejack, can we talk?
Can bees squawk? I don't think so.
Ha ha, comical miscommunication.
No. Can we talk?
20 stalks? Bean or celery?
And just this moment, at least 1,000 Crobo fans are giddy with delight.
Rainbow Dash dropped in to see me today.
That's quite neighborly of her.
Yes, except that she crashed onto my balcony after you launched her into the air.
What's your point? That always happens to me. I said, what's your point? I keep forgetting. I'm the only person who works on the show. So, Applejack goes off to help Pinkie Pie with baking. This can only go as well as I expect it to.
Stop with the shaking. It's time to get bacon.
Will Ferrell rolls in his grave. That doesn't exist. Applejack proceeds to screw up Pinkie's instructions and ends up making muffins out of potato chips, soda, lemons, and earthworms? Heh, still sounds more appetizing than a Guy Fieri recipe for muffins. I don't think Applejack caused these ponies to have food poisoning. Clearly, Lara Flynn Boyle tainted those muffins. I knew I could learn something from watching The Temp.
Applejack.
Want one?
Twilight, your underage assistant is eating a tainted muffin. Are you going to do anything about it?
Oh.
Yeah, go talk to Applejack. Of course.
Come on. Apples. Fall off.
AJ, I think you're beating a dead tree.
Are you sure she wasn't beating a dead horse? Because this episode's pretty good at it.
How many times do I gotta say it? I don't need no help from no pony.
What you do need help on is your use of double negatives.
Ugh, that pony is stubborn as a mule. No offense.
None taken.
I don't care if you're racist against mules. I still won the Mule of Ponyville award, and nobody can take that from me. So, Applejack goes to help Fluttershy round up rabbits.
Can we just get on with it?
My thoughts exactly.
Okay, you little bunnies. I need you to all gather here in the middle.
That's right. Let's go, bunnies. In the center. Hop to it. Swell. Just swell.
It was very swell, but not by that point.
Naturally, you know the drill. Cue the stampede that's really non-threatening. Yes, the bunnies are terrifying, but you should be more careful of being crushed by the falling James Earl Jones characters. What's up with this dramatic shot? It looks like it belongs in an Ang Lee movie, not Mope Them.
A disaster! A horrible, horrible disaster!
I don't get it.
Thanks, Twilight. You're the true voice of reason in this episode. She decides that enough is enough and must confront Applejack about her accidentally causing a mass food poisoning and a bunny flood.
All right, Applejack. Your apple bucking hasn't just caused you problems. It's overpropelled Pegasus, practically poisoned plenty of ponies, and terrorized bushels of brand new bouncing baby bunnies.
Your alliteration alleviates my awe at the average and anemic alacrity of this aired affair. Finally, it seems Applejack's harvested all the apples.
How'd you like them apples?
Oh, how do you like them apples?
After regaining consciousness, Applejack finally lets her friends help her so she's not a workaholic. What's the moral, Auntie Twilight?
Dear Princess Celestia, my friend Applejack is the best friend a pony could ever have.
Huh, I guess she does have favorites.
And she's always there to help any pony. The only trouble is, when she needs help, she finds it hard to accept it. So while friendship is about giving of ourselves to friends, it's also about accepting what our friends have to offer.
I'm only gonna say the message is good. My brain is too busy being bored to process and comprehend the message, so I'm just gonna say it's good for the kiddies and it has something for all of us. 5 out of 2 stars. Whoopee.
Now, I know the town gave me the Prize Pony Award, but the real award is having celery!
I wish.
But the real award is having you 5 as my friends.
We see Spike pushing the muffins of death on his friends and cue credits. Well, I got the review done in a 7-page script. My past episodes were 10 to 11 pages. That's how bland this episode is. This episode is mediocre at best and insomnia curing at worst. I'll admit, the animation's pretty decent. The voice acting shows improvement over past episodes, and the message is wholesome. But man, is this episode boring. This episode is supposed to introduce us to the character of Applejack, right? Well, it really, really fails. Why don't we make a character development episode of Applejack and have her not be Applejack? This episode is insipid at times, but at the end of the day, I can't say I thought this was bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this episode a 6. And you know what? At least it has a better ending than the Ticketmaster. I'm still mad that